So recently on your podcast, you covered the 6 worst financial mistakes that lawyers can make. We'll let people go check out the episodes. I'm going to put that link to that in the description. But while you're here, I wanted to ask you, what's the biggest financial mistake that you guys have made that you want to warn people against early on in your careers?
My first piece of advice for anyone opening a law firm now is always to get their chart of accounts squared away and to get a bookkeeper involved from day one. It's much easier to do that than to do what I did, which was I used to walk around and proudly brag, ha, 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 I'm a history major. I'm a lawyer. I don't need to know my numbers. I don't need to pay attention to all that stuff. I'm in it to help people. I'm not in it to make money or to make payroll, right? And so it's just sort of this sort of entitled little worldview of, well, things will work themselves out. I don't really need to pay attention to it. That was all a bunch of BS. You've got to know your numbers. You got to know if you're making money. I almost drove the firm into the ground because I took my eye off signing up new cases, and hopefully I'll never make that mistake again. I've had to clean up prior bookkeeper mistakes twice with 2 other bookkeepers, mostly because of my lack of follow through on that stuff. So that's been my biggest mistake, is just sort of the hubris of thinking everything will work itself out if I just keep going.
And I'll just add to that. It's not necessarily when it comes to the chart of accounts, but you need to have a system for handling your money. So I highly recommend reading a book like Profit First. Because just because you have, let's say you have $50,000 in your bank account, just because you have $50,000 in your bank account doesn't mean that that's your money, right? You're going to owe the IRS, you're going to owe state taxes, all that kind of stuff. So having a system for things like that, where you're putting your money in buckets, it is really, really important. That way you actually know how much money you actually have, as opposed to what you're going to owe to other people. And so for example, let's say you owe money for firm bonuses or something like that. Have a bucket for that, because that way okay, this money's for firm bonuses, this is for owner's compensation, this is for taxes, whatever it may be. Okay, this is the part that I have to work with here. And having some system like that, and it doesn't have to be Profit First. I'm sure there's other really good systems out there, but using a system like that is really effective for knowing actually what money you have to work with.